Hello fairies, welcome back to another stream of Alice Mercury Playtime. Be very welcome to another Meet and Bleed. Hell yeah, it's the best stream of the whole channel and it happens once a month, just like period. If regular, of course. So welcome guys. Yes, so what are we gonna do tonight? Wait, let me check if everything's fine. Yeah, everything seems to be fine. Hey, wait a minute. Oh shit, where is this thingy? Oh yeah, it's over here. Hello, Sarah's. Hello, Fairy Police. I know that you guys are not able to be speaking right now, but I shall thank you for joining. I don't know, I know in the case of Fairy Police, he can listen to me. I don't know in the Sarah's, he can listen to me as well as a podcast or something. Or maybe he's just here to say hi. Either way, that's good.
I'm just to say hi.
Oh, don't worry. I know that you're at work, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to work. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for saying hi. Okay.
And enjoy the night.
Thank you. Good luck at your job.
Thank you. See you later.
See ya. Alright. I still need to fix a couple of things over here, so that will give us time to maybe for Kachako to join. If not, we'll start anyway with the stream. But yeah. So, Meet and Bleed. Yeah, actually, let me show you what I'm doing, so you have like what is she doing? I'm doing this actually. This. Basically like the widgets for every time I stream on Discord, which you'll be saying like, Alice, you should be preparing that before stream. I know, but I was eating. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, it's over here. This is where I put it, over here, and change it. Yeah. Same with boys widget. This is where you can see the people that has joined. Yeah, you can see us here. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it as it is. Here we are, and finally, but not lastly but not least, I always forget that one. The chat box. Whoa. So like that, we have the chat, but we have to update it first. So, no, that's the boys one. Chat widget, and there we go. My lady, I'm not in position to be able to join. Yeah, that's before like he could join, I guess. I wouldn't miss it for anything in the world. This time for a greater cause. I'm glad you didn't miss it. I'm glad you're here to be listening to the story. Oh, so we get Emperor cookies tonight? Maybe. Okay, so welcome guys. Welcome finally to Meet and Bleed. What is this about? Well, Meet and Bleed, it's a stream that I do monthly for T3 fairies. So in this case, we have Fairy Police and Kachako, but Kachako hasn't arrived yet, so that's fine. And what do? Well, T3 fairies voted, and they voted for something called the Mercury Labyrinth world building. Basically, it means that these fairies get to see me actually world building. The Mercury Labyrinth is kind of self-explanatory. But before that, I need to explain them the lore first. And that's how we've been stuck for plenty of sessions, me explaining the lore of the labyrinth, and nobody is complaining so far. Yes, we still have a lot of lore to be explaining. Hopefully, not hopefully, I know this. And that's what we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna continue explaining the lore with AI generated images and some images that I created myself. So yes, we have that. So let me show you the PowerPoint, the big, awesomely big PowerPoint that I have already here. It's okay, I'm preparing it. There we go. Bam. Okay, so maybe you want to do a catch up first. A quick catch up from last session. So let us get some music for this. Some fancy music. Fancy background music. The fuck is this? Oh yeah. Now let's put this in the lowest quality so there is no problem with the streaming. And the music low. Okay. So what happened last session? We talked about the story of Damon and Angelique. Angelique was an aristocrat from the Victorian times who had a wealthy family on rail tracks. Last time we meet the first Mercury's. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And Angelique, during a family trip, she found a hat shop that she liked a lot. And that is the hat shop of Damon. A hatter, an actual hatter second class, and they had love at first glance. But that was an impossible love because Angelique was already engaged with this fine man called... I forgot his name. Ambrose. Oh, poor guy, won't even be remembered by his creator. Yeah, I'm sorry. She was already engaged to Ambrose, and Ambrose was actually a good man. He was actually husband material, you know, but I don't know. Angelique had already her eyes fixated on Damon. They were engaged because their family had like the rail business, so yeah, it wasn't actually like a good exchange, you know. And so Angelique was showing off all the hats that she could buy from Damon, and that was like free publicity for him. Eventually, the family of Angelique invited Damon to one of their fancy waltz. I don't know what happened. Well, I keep telling the story anyway. What was I saying? Oh yeah, they invited Damon for the first time to a party, and that were like, welcome, mister, welcome to this, right? Like, so you are the mister of the hats. Nice, okay, cool. He got to meet Ambrose. So uncomfortable. But Ambrose had no idea what was happening between those two. I mean, nothing was happening at this point, but to this point, yeah, nothing was happening. But still, he didn't have any goddamn clue. But yes, in this party, very please, welcome back. So in this party, Angelique and Damon did the forbidden thingy of kissing. Oh no. So that's how they started their affair, their love affair, their secret relationship, while nobody noticed. No one. Kachako is here! Hi, Kachako! Let me check something real quick. Yeah, everything's fine, okay. Wait, I don't have my open microphone here? Oh no, yes, it is open. Okay, cool. Hi, Kachako, welcome to the Meet and Bleed, the Mercury Labyrinth world building. We are giving a quick catch up of what happened last session with Angelique and Damon. So yes, after they started their love affair, well, I mean, a time has passed, and Angelique was finally proposed marriage by Ambrose, and well, that made her panic and ran away to Damon's arms. So Damon had a plan. I mean, he tried to convince her like to go back because that was her destiny. Nice. Sorry for the delay. Oh, don't worry. You're actually still in time, so that's fine. So yeah, she said he tried to convince her to be like, you need to go back, but Angelique was like, nope, I want to be with you. So okay then. So that's when they decided to run away, but for that they needed to wait just a tiny bit. Angelique's family looked for her and asked Damon about it, and he was like, no, I haven't seen her. I want the bad boy, she said. She said, I want the poor boy. But yeah, he pretended to not know anything about it, so they kept searching for her, uselessly. But yes, Angelique and Damon ran away to live in the countryside. The family of Angelique was pretty sad. And oh yes, they noticed that the hat shop was being run by someone else, by this character that I didn't like re-mention again, but her name is Taylor Stitchley, something like that, and she was the teenager assistant of Damon. She was a tailor of the shop, and now she was like in control of the place, and she was secretly in love with Damon, so she gave away their location. Well, not their location, but she said like they ran away. Okay, bitch. So she didn't like Angelique that much, I guess. In the case of Ambrose, he was pretty sad to lose the love of his life. While Damon and Angelique were living their best countryside and selfish love life, and they built a cottage together. It was actually quite humble but cozy, and that's how they started to live. But, you know, Angelique had to leave all their wealth, and even, like, Damon had to live worse? Like, they had to live in worse conditions just to be together, but that they didn't mind at all. Incredible. Taylor switched to, to lose the love of his life. And his wife. Ah, yes, we have Ambrose and Damon shippers here. But yeah, Angelique was actually happy to be a housewife, while Damon kept doing his hats. And that was the secret business that he had with Taylor. And be like, you sell them for me, and just say that you did them, okay? And when he built the hats, he needed to go search for Mercury. That is an actual thing. Hatters back in this day, they had to use Mercury for the fabrication of their hats. And in his case, in the case of Damon, that was very easy because he could get it like very close to home, because he could just get into like a mining cave, and that's it, you know. And also hair skin, and that's how you get a top hat, or a hat in general. Angelique was amazed with the Mercury. And so they kept having a happy family, a happy life, until they started presenting symptoms of Mercury intoxication. Slowly they started to present different symptoms, just like being irritated, hands shaky, stuttering, just losing your mind in general, nauseous, like a heartache, like literally a heartache. And yes, they were losing their mind and their life due to the Mercury, and they didn't have a clue. And I think they never will understand what caused it. They were just like, oh, maybe we're not used to the countryside, and we got like a disease, something viral, and we're about to die. Despite everything, Angelique's family never stopped looking for her, And so they found them. They found the cottage just to find them dead. They were dead already. Just like me every day, Alice isn't streaming. No, don't say that. So yes, they finally died because of the mercury intoxication. Taylor was sad, the family was sad, and they arranged a funeral. But that was not the end of their story because, oh, of course, Ambrose was pretty sad about this news, and, well, he decided to join Angelique. Poor boy. Poor boy. Silly boy, because she wasn't resting in afterlife because they were the first Mercurized. Damon and Angelique became the first spirits of mercury intoxication ever in the whole franchise. Just like my character in the roleplay. Yes, but you finally escaped the labyrinth. Now you're going to die in a dimension. Hooray! But yeah. They were spirits, and they noticed that nobody could see them. So that was devastating to see, like, oh, we're a ghost. We are ghosts, like, nobody can see us, this is devastating, blah, blah, blah. So they decided to find their eternal rest together, but they were like crying souls and everything, you know. So that gives us back to Jokerin. In another session, we talk about how, like, the life of Jokerin, her afterlife, and how she was exiled from the afterlife, that is underworld, the underworld, because of her crimes, her innocent crimes, her confused crimes, because she has a confused mind and thought she did good things, but she didn't. And so she was attracted to the sadness of Damon and Angelique and found them. And that's when she decided to make a contract with them. Yeah, she decided to make a contract with them of saying, like, hey, how about we become a family? I'm not asking for your souls. I'm just asking for, you know, I'm just asking for a family. That's it. I'm just asking for company. I take care of you, and we'll be happy. Yeah. So that's how they did it, and they accepted the contract. Which happened between Jokerin and Angelique. And the seal of the contract was like deck card symbols, poker symbols. And so Jokerin granted them wishes. Like, she restored the cottage of them into a pretty one. I just want to be loved, and yourself, but mostly loved. And Damon and Angelique were pretty enchanted with all this. They were like, wow, I can't believe you have all these powers. And so they accepted her into their family. And she was not used to this because, as you remember from her, she has abandonment issues. She feels abandoned by her big brother, her only family, and her fiancé. Me too, Jokerin, me too. Relatable character. Hey, yeah. But eventually Jokerin kinda got used to it. She found a ma and a pa. Like, remember that at this point Jokerin was still a teenager. And she spent time with them. Especially she grew up very fond of Damon for no reason in particular. It was just like, that's how it happened. And so Damon was the one that gave her the top hat that she wears all the time as a little gift, and she was very happy about it. And then Jokerin discovered Mercury, thanks to Damon fabricating their hats, and she was like, wow, this is amazing. I'm gonna drink it. And it tastes good. It tastes like blood. That's cool. That means that I don't have to drink blood anymore, or flesh, or I don't have to kill someone for it. I just can taste this. And Damon was like, okay, if it works for demons, then okay, I guess that's fine. And then Jokerin I mean, Joker was always very closed on her past. She never wanted to tell Damon nor Angelique about what happened before she found them. And Damon will push it, but he will never get a result. As much, he got Jokerine to confess that she wanted to create a world of her own. She felt that her powers were more than for just two people. She felt like she could do a big change for everyone in the whole world. And so Damon thought that was a good idea, and he encouraged it. And so Jokerine went too far and created a silver palace just for his ma and pa's. And that's how they became the queen and king of the labyrinth. I mean, of the Mercury kings and queens for now. The Mercury royalty. That makes Jokerine the princess, but she still preferred to be called a Joker. That's the title she prefers. Her pronouns are Joker. Hooray! Now I don't need to drink blood and eat flesh. I only do it for the ha-has. Exactly. You get to understand Jokerine now. So they were now a royal family, and that's how Jokerine decided to create oh yeah, okay, there's no picture of that here. Okay, she decided to create, like, okay, we are royalty now we need subjects. So she started to find more spirits, lost spirits that needed help, and she will guide them to her place. And she created then the Mercury Labyrinth, a place just to have fun for the ghosts. For the ghosts to be welcome and be like, oh, this place is fun. York, her. That is actually good. That is actually good. And well, as you can see so far, Jokerine has power of creating fucking dimensions. Fucking dimensions, bro. Like, wow. And that is thanks to the capital, to her curse. The capital sins that live within her are practically gods, so she takes their power to create all this shit. Yeah, super fun place. Hey, it's just beginning. It was really fun. So first, she created, the first dimension, like an actual place that doesn't exist in reality and can be accessed through a portal. And that was Angelation Capital, which I think it was just called Capital back in that time. And it was practically like a Victorian town filled with colors. And it felt like a carnival all the time, like it was a party all the time. Women could wear tuxedos, men could wear colorful dresses, and everyone could be whatever they wanted to be. So it was a free space. It was an LGBT parade. Just kidding, but kinda. And so they also had the Mercury fountain, like the source of all Mercury. And that's how they reigned the Mercury Labyrinth. And finally, for the catch up, we had the story of Taylor again. Remember her? Taylor, this teenage assistant of Damon. So she was very sad by the loss of him because that was her only family, quote unquote. He was the only one nice to her because she was poor and Victorian times and a child exploitation. So eventually, like trying to find the cottage where Damon used to live with Angelique, she found the Mercury Labyrinth. She was like, what the fuck is that? And she entered the place. Yeah, the little jealous twat. That is an excellent resume of that. And Jokerine found her, and she was so happy because that was practically the first human that arrived to the Mercury Labyrinth. Everyone else were just spirits. So she was like, oh, someone found my place. Be very welcome. Not knowing who she was. So she invited her to have fun. And Taylor was actually quite surprised by the magic and the fantasy of the place. She got to meet the capital. Oh, we're going to see the round horse here. There it is, the round horse again. Here it is. Ah, wait a minute. Sorry. Look at it. It's a round chunk. It's a chunky boy. But of course, Taylor was also afraid to the idea that everyone else around her was dead. They were spirits. She had to accept like this reality check of like, okay, so ghosts exist, demons exist, and this place is out of this world, literally. Okay, let me just process that. And eventually she was called into the palace and she got to reconnect with Damon, and that was a beautiful re-encounter. Be like, oh, you stupid idiot, where were you? I'm so sorry, I know I'm stupid. Joker felt a little bit jealous of the jealous swat because, hey, I'm the only daughter of Damon. Well, as I said, Taylor didn't like Angelique for obvious reasons. So yeah, everyone thirsting about Damon in different ways. And so Damon said like, hey, I know that you don't have anything waiting for you outside, sadly enough. So we invite you to join. However, that implies dying. Do you want to die to join us? She was like, yeah, why not? I seriously have nothing to lose. And so Joker and Helfer do the ritual. Where she was baptized in the Mercury fountain, and that's how she got she died and revived as this other person with like green hair and stitches, because Mercurization is very based upon your core personality. So if Mercury sees that you're a fucking sailor, it's like, oh, so you want to be a ragdoll, get it. So Mercury works in very funny ways and unpredictable ways for anyone. So she saw like, oh, I'm a tailor. I'm the tailor of the labyrinth. Therefore, this is my job. Hooray! And this is her actual concept design. Grown up. And that is the end of the catch up. Any questions so far before we jump into the actual thingy? I need water. I will search for different music. More dimensions. I think it will be like dark fantasy music. Oops. So dark fantasy music. Maybe that's gonna work for us for a good time. Alright. Nope. So far so good. Excellent. So let's start with the Mother Dimensions. New content for you guys. So, what are the Mother Dimensions? The Mother Dimensions are self-explanatory, but the first dimensions that Joker created in the labyrinth, and they are known for being actually pure, to not have anything shady going on, to be like, oh, they actually have a good purpose and they actually help people. So there's that. Did you said la madre de madres? Yeah, she's the madre of madres. So the next dimension that Joker created was a Coliseum. Coliseum. A Greek Coliseum. For what purpose? Just to, what is the word? To encourage the Mercury's to do exercise and to have competitions and have fun. Nah, only Alice is my mommy. I mean, Jokerine is the mommy. No, she's not the mommy of the labyrinth. She's the daughter. No, she's the actual mommy. Yeah. Therefore, the queen is the grandma. Yeah. That makes sense. Jokerine also created Underwater Paradise. As I mentioned, that first comes of a dog, a fishing town, but like the main attraction was underwater. Like this sea that kind of looks like blue, it's actually supposed to be a silver sea. It was as a Mercury sea, you know? And under Mercury, there was a civilization of mermaids, of living mermaids. So you could accomplish your fantasy of being one. Although Jokryn, with her cat energy, she didn't like this dimension too much. She just gave it because she wanted like a big resource of Mercury. And because she knows that people likes to be mermaids. But that's all about it. She's like, I really don't want to get wet. I don't want it. Also, she created an asylum. An actual place where Mercury's, who in their other lives were doctors or stuff, they could help other people with their emotional problems, mental problems, and it was like a support group for everyone. So it was perfect. Okay, so when I see Jokryn, I will say, te saludo, madre de madres, en el beneplacito de esta fortuita hora, pues mercurizados son los caminos del milagro. ¡Ay, cabrón! Wowzers. Now, that is a golden tongue over there, Cachaco. Don't lose that. And so, these are the mother dimensions. Any questions? Nah, that's too much blasphemy. It's true. They have this ancient Spanish going on. Not even I fully understand it. And I just played it like twice and that's it. But yeah. I would like to retake it, by the way. I mean, I think I've said it before, but yeah. So, alright. Let's continue now with the return of the ghost hunters. The Mercury's in the Angelician capital were explaining their reclaims, their complaints, I meant. They were explaining their complaints about a group of humans, well, 3 humans and 1 demon, that were hunting spirits nearby. I mean, that was their job, but they didn't want that because they felt threatened by this. Jokryn was upset about it because if you remember, guys, when she was a spirit herself, when she was a ghost herself as a kid, she was also bullied, not bullied, but chased down by these ghost hunters, and she thought she got rid of them, but they're back now. So it was time to end this fully. Which actually, there were 2. There were 2 humans and 1 demon because one of them died. Yes, one of them died when she tried to shoo them away. So first, she exited the Mercury Labyrinth and she went for the first one, the leader of the ghost hunters, and that was Colleen. We didn't talk too much about them in like a couple of sessions, but he was the leader and he was the handsome one. That's like all his traits. And so she kidnapped him. So friendly. She took it to the Mercury Labyrinth and drowned him into the Mercury fountain. And he died of drowning and Mercury intoxication, like at once. And so he was revived as another Mercurized. Funny, he was a ghost hunter and now he just became one. Now, in the case of Angelique and Damon, they were surprised because it's practically the first time that they see their daughter killing someone. They shouldn't be surprised, she's a demon, but yes, it was still shocking. Jokryn was like, what? The Mercury's liked it. They approve it. They didn't want him to be here, so yeah, we killed him. Now he's one of us. He didn't need to roll criticals. He was so fucking dead. And so the queen and the king took the decision of punishing Colleen by giving him an actual role in the labyrinth. And that was making him the ruler of the Greek Coliseum dimension. I'm so sorry, my English got so slow all of a sudden. But yeah, he became the ruler of it. And he was so bored about it because he's like, okay, I am eternal now. And I am forced to be here. I cannot escape. And now this is my place. Cool. And this is actually his original design. Which actually they look pretty much like, isn't it? I'm surprised. But yeah. And now that gives us to Belle. May I be punished like that, please? Like what? But yeah, he was now the ruler of... Oh, yeah, that dimension was called... Oh my god, I don't remember the name of the dimension, but let's just call it Greek Coliseum and that's it. So basically he was like the typical ruler where people could be having like their sports. And he was like the one deciding who's the winner and like saying like, congratulations, you won. So, questions? Can I be eternal at your side, Alice? Fairy police, we are mercurized. We are eternal already. So yes. So yeah. That gave us to Belle. Who was Belle again? Belle was the lady of the ghost hunters. She had a crossbow as a weapon and like a ghost detector in it. And also she had strong legs, like her strength were her legs, literally. And that is important. This is actually a fun picture for me, but Jokerin tracked down Belle in the human world. Saras is here! Hi! Hi, Saras! What brings you back?
No, just a little bit of time. Well, I going to my, well, you know, I enter at the 9 p.m.
I didn't understand you quite much, but I just understood you have a little time, so be welcome. We were just talking about Belle. Remember her?
Is that my... Who?
Belle. No, he doesn't remember her.
Belle.
The ghost hunter
no.
lady.
Oh, the little shit one, okay.
Yeah. Thick legs Belle. Yeah. That was her. And Jokerin tracked her down in the human world and she found her. And so they had a fight. But come on, how could a human ever beat a demon? Especially the demon, you know? So it was pretty easy to have her, to kidnap her into the Mercury Labyrinth. Yeah, what a difference of a style, I know. And Belle was judged by the Mercury royalty and declared guilty of her ghost hunter crimes, so she was also punished. But Jokerin had some grudges with her, so punishment was gonna be even worse for her. Honestly, I couldn't get a better picture, I'm so sorry, but this picture is basically saying that Jokerin attacked Belle, like with her fangs. She bit her legs. She actually bit her legs off. She's like, oh, you love your legs so much? Well, nyam, and she just teared them apart. Yeah. And so she threw Belle into the Mercury Sea of Underwater Paradise. Legless, but of course, AI will be like, no, that's not appropriate, no. So imagine her without legs. like almost dead, basically about to die. With strong Christian values and the nails of the cross, maybe. Well, yeah, maybe, good point. Me next! Me next! You want for Jokerin to bite your legs off? Okay. And so she threw Belle into the underwater paradise, and she was turned into a mermaid. And that was actually a cruel punishment because, again, legless, and now she has a mermaid tail. She lost her favorite thing in the world, and now she's forced to be something opposite to that. So yeah, don't mess with Jokerin, I guess. She can be a little bit grudgy. This is her design. This is, I mean, yeah, Belle. In the case of Colleen, he stayed as Colleen. In the case of Belle, she forgot her name, she forgot about her life, ish. And then she was called Andromeda. That is her new name. So this is her mermaid design. And this is her fishbowl. It's her Art Deco inspired fishbowl. How does this work then? This works in a way where she gets inside of it so she doesn't dehydrate because she lives on Mercury. I mean, if she's out of it, then she's gonna die like a fish out of water. She gets inside to get hydrated, and she uses this like a walking pet. It's like a pet that walks with her inside of it, so she can she can move to other parts of the labyrinth if she wants to step out of the sea. So yeah. And that brings us to ammonias. Questions? Alright, let's continue.
Basically, mermaids are just addicted to mercury, but even more than everyone else because they are going to die if they don't drink mercury.
Yeah, basically, they literally need to be in contact with mercury so they can still be alive.
That's messed up, even in the labyrinth.
Yeah. But hey, Jokerin said, you wanted to become a mermaid, there's a price to it. Is that like her car to move around? Yeah, kinda. Or wheelchair. It's like, do you remember the Nightmare Before Christmas when the Oogie Boogie children were inside like a bathtub and the bathtub kinda had like walking legs? That same thing. So yeah, wheelchair, car, be cool. This work as her aired legs in a way. So it's fun. So that brings us to...
I can see Jokerin.
Yeah?
I can see Jokerin drinking slowly the mercury inside the residence, just to make her worry about getting de ahogarse ahí básicamente.
Yeah, actually that is kind of canon because oh wait, I didn't read this comment of Kachako before. I thought she just grabbed the bottom part of the fish tank and started jumping. That actually sounds very uncomfortable. But yeah, the thing about like the drinking the bowl, that's kind of canon. You actually get to see like this missing bits of skin. That's mainly because of Jokerin. Jokerin takes Andromeda as her whiskas and be like, I needed a tuna bite. I'm sorry. Not sorry. So, yeah, she's like half eaten by Jokerin here. I like more my movement idea.
Wait.
What?
Wait, that implies that if Jokerin injuries any of the Mercurites, they aren't going to regenerate even after death?
No, yes, if they die, I mean, if Andromeda dies here, yeah, she's gonna be regenerated. But in this case, like, she's a ruler. It's very rare or almost impossible for her to die. So she stays like this for a long time.
Just kill me. Andromeda say, kill me.
Yeah. Plus, by the way, this is like a minor detail, and I don't have like an example to show you, but Andromeda is so far the only siren with quote-unquote a bra. Everyone else is like braless. In the case of Andromeda, is because of like she feels contained. She feels imprisoned in this place. That's why she also has like the handcuffs in her wrist, because she feels like a prisoner. So yes, this is like part of like I don't feel free type of design. I thought it was more like a Prometheus thing. No, the Greek thing is for Colleen. That Jokerin eats part of her body and then she regenerates so Jokerin can eat again. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. No, she doesn't regenerate instantly. She has to die for that. But she doesn't. I don't know. There's some comfort in not dying again, I guess. Anyway, Ammonius. Awee! If you remember Ammonius, he was the demon of the ghost hunters, and as for now, the remaining member of the group. When Jokerin was just a spirit, she was very afraid of him for obvious reasons. She was just a spirit and he was a demon. But now that they were kinda even, or even worse because she had the capital thingy, she was like, I'm gonna beat your ass, man. And so they had a fight. We had a fight, an epic anime fight. Nah, just kidding, but a fight. In the case of Ammonius, he is like a blue fire demon, so those are his kind of powers. In the case of Jokerin, she just has Toon Force and a lot of force. When I say Toon Force, I mean a lot of force. So yes, not really like a rival, but Jokerin just had a little fun there. Oh, also, Ammonius has a panther transformation, so Jokerin had to fight that like raw without weapons. She was like, oh shit, I forgot about this part, but she still got away. And so she eventually defeated the guy. She didn't kill him, she was like, nah, you're coming with me, bitch. And I don't know what has AI to turning Ammonius into different type of demons, and especially this horrendous one, but Jokerin took him to the labyrinth. The royalty were like, oh shit, that's another demon. That's fine. Well, you must also be punished. So you're going to be the ruler of the other dimension, which is the asylum. You're going to be the ruler of the asylum. That is more like it. That is more like his design. Kinda. So he was pretty upset about it because he was forced to be into the Mercury Labyrinth, no exit, and he was also the ruler of a place where everybody needed his help and be like, I'm not used to be good. Oh no, the being who can create dimensions and bend reality to her will must fight a panther. How is she going to win? She was like, oh no, that is gonna be a challenge for babies. yeah, nah. So Jokerin finally got her revenge. She finally avenged like the Ghostbusters for messing with her when she was a ghost and for trying to mess with her Mercurized by turning them into their kind. Plus, Ammonius by Ceres was assigned the role of taking care of Jokerin during day 80. If you remember, Jokerin had this curse that happens every 80 days, where the capitals try to conquer her and try to possess her to bring basically the apocalypse. But now that she was exiled from the underworld, nobody took care of her. Especially because one, she kind of knew how to do it herself, but two, I mean, now that she had a demon in her size, forcefully, she was like, well, that's gonna be your task, so you better help me with that. And this is a design of Ammonius. The first one is, the first one is the, like, normal design. He has like 4 horns, the blue fire, the Victorian kinda outfit, but not totally Victorian. The second one is more like a fire transformation. Honestly, I don't like it too much anymore. I wish I could redesign it, and I will, I guess. But his hair will become fire, and he will be like breathing smoke and stuff. And this is the Blue Panther transformation, which is like, he looks black, but at certain light refractions, he looks blue. And although the shot is is covering this, but this is Joker in as a cat with the clown collar and the top hat. And who the fuck said pss, 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 pss. So yeah, that is like him versus Jokerin, a little cat. Gotta go. Remember, kids, Jokerin doesn't fight. She just plays rough. Yeah, she does. The Blue Panther with supernatural power. Mr. Beast logo reference? Is that it? I don't know. I know Mr. Beast. I don't watch his videos, but is it? Let me check real quick. I wanna find out. Oh wait, yeah, okay, give me a sec. Mr. Beast logo. Oh, what a coincidence. I swear to you guys that I didn't, I mean, now that I look at it, it's like, oh yes, I've seen this before. But no, I was not inspired in Mr. Beast. But yes, I do see the resemblance. Alright. So yeah. So now we get a crack. Questions? Let's continue then. A crack hit. A Mercury head. No, not that type of crack. It's something even worse. So there is this mental scenario that I like to think about Jokerin, which is that in days 80s, Jokerin can get into like surreal world, like inside her mind, where she can visit, where she is visited by the 7 capital sins. And at this point, I imagine them as Jokerin themselves, but wearing their animal mask, just like back in those times of the Victorian cult. I think that's how I imagine them now. And this is where like Jokerin gets to talk with them. She's not fond of them, of course. And so they started to, I mean, they knew that she was kind of unstoppable because she already had her routine to stop them from possessing her. So they needed to get into another way. They needed to get on their skin in a way. So they started to implement insecurities in her. They were like, oh, nice family you got over there, Damon and Angelique. Are you sure they're your family? Are you sure they love you? Are you sure they're not gonna leave you at some point? And well, Jokerin never thought about it, and now she was afraid of that. She had a phobia now of being abandoned again by her parents. And that brings us to the sister dimensions. Questions? Ah. Let's go with the sister dimensions. Yeah, where's the crackhead? There's your crackhead. Come on, she's having like this chaqueta mental, you know? Anyway. Has Jokerin ever tried to join the support group? She needs a hug. She is in part... She's part of the support group in a different way. She's part of the asylum where she needs to be treated by the Day 80 phenomenon. But yeah, beside that, you cannot help someone if they don't recognize they have a problem, and that is the case of her. Despite everything, she still claims to be super fine and be like, I don't care about anything. You don't want to know about my past though, but yeah, that's fine. Is this she's not evil, the system made her evil? Yeah. I mean, honestly, Jokerin was never meant to be a villain. I mean, to be like, I'm evil. She's supposed to be a complex character that, with a confused mentality. Be like, she has good intentions, but she's so fucked up inside that she does bad things, thinking they're good. So that is her. She is an antagonist for sure, but not a villain. The sister dimensions then. So, some years has passed already, and Jokerin is already grown up. Look at her. She's already a young adult. She's in her prime. And she's happier than ever. She ignored her insecurities and now she's fine, I think. This is her actual design. Her reference. And so she created the sister dimensions. What does that mean? This means that these dimensions were still good, but they were already product of the crack. You'll understand what I mean. Está más buena que comer con cédula. Yeah, I mean, she looks like this in this picture, but she's supposed to be more like, oh, she looks funny. She looks like a very fun person in like, I don't know. Jokerin is supposed to be like multifaceted in that case. Like, she can look like this, but she also has like the icon that I use for the roleplay, where she looks kind of like more sexy or more like masculine, and be like, hi baby girl. You know, like the lesbian look. The sexy look, I don't know. So the next dimension that she created was, I want to change the name, by the way. I don't know how to call it. The original name was Stairways to Heaven, just like the song. But I think I'm gonna just leave it to Sand Stairs and that's it. Because I think Stairways to Heaven is like too poetic for a dimension's name. So I want something more simple and be like, oh yeah, this is like, oh no, Sandlands. I think I want to call them Sandlands. Because this is the typical space like made of sand and sandstone that has stairs everywhere. You could even see stairs on the walls, stairs on the ceilings, stairs in different directions. And it's a very surreal place. It is. It's like, let's say that you want to jump, like you're here, and then you want to go over here. Well, gravity will play you rough, because then they will flip the world for you, and then this is gonna be like upside down for you, you know? It's like, it's gonna be normal for you, but you know you're upside down. I don't know if I explain myself. Same for the walls. Like, if you want to go to the stairs on the walls, then you're gonna flip on the side, but you're gonna be looking normal. And like tons and tons of sand cascades. So what is the attraction of this place anyway? Funny can be sexy too. Never underestimate the clown fetish. I don't. I don't. I work as a clown before, a scary clown, and yes, I know it. um, but by the way, let me do like a little. Let me give you a little warning, Kachako. Especially like the moment that you get to meet Joker in the roleplay. Never, ever, ever call her a clown. She hates that word. She finds it to be a slur, practically. She considers herself a joker, which is basically like a jester or like an all queen. It's basically like a fancy clown. A fancy circus clown, which purpose is to make other people happy without having to ridiculous herself to that. So if you ever call her clown, she's gonna get pretty pissed off at you. Oh, sorry. Yeah, like that picture of different dimensions. Yeah, I mean, this dimension is not like a very original thing. I know it, but I wanted it for me. That Clussy, that Jessie. No worries. By the time I meet her, I will be so thirsty that I will be like SpongeBob on Sandy's house. Agua. Agua! I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I need it! Oh god. Who is the ruler of this place? It's actually this girl, which I call her Kikuo, like the artist, like this Vocaloid composer. But maybe I'm just gonna leave it simple as the Sandman, because that is her fucking role. She is the Sandman of the Labyrinth. So she is this Japanese girl with an hourglass, and she's always in her pajamas. She's always sleepy. She speaks all the time, almost whispering. She's like, in this very soft voice, always talking like this. And she helps you bring your dreams to life. Or, well, not really to life. She actually, the sand in all this place is basically a sedant. I mean, she knows how to use sand to make you fall asleep. She uses it as basically like a drug to just like blow it to your face and then you're asleep. And while you're asleep, you actually get to live your wildest dreams. If your wildest dream is to, I don't know, to get a millionaire house with a car of the year and 20 cats, then you're gonna dream that. Waking up is actually harsh, but hey, at least you got to leave it. And this is her actual design. And I want to redesign it a bit. Mostly because I want to give her this sleeping hat, the cone. And I want to switch the stripes over pajamas to be verticals, not horizontal. But yeah, she looks like this, and she's always in pajamas, she's always sleepy, and she's the Sandman. My wildest dream is tener el copete bien peinado. Well, imagine this. You arrive to Sandlands. You find Sandman, Sand Girl. She blows sand on your face. And then you open your eyes. You're at your house or whatever is your favorite place. You look yourself into a mirror. And you have el copete bien peinado. ¡Ey! A huevo. Also, I hate this picture, but it's the best I could get. Jokerin, obviously, as a circus sucker, she created a freak show. But this freak show was different from the ones that exist already. Instead of being a place of mockery for people with deformations, it was actually a circus where people with deformations, or that look weird, or that had weird talents, were the start of the show. And they were applauded, and they were cheered, and they were a family, and they will do a show for you. Wow, I love the expressions. Yeah, That's why I hate it. The expressions are so uncanny for me. um. Also, this dimension had an amusement park. Yeah, it had an amusement park, so it was so fun for everyone. As the rulers, we had a guy that was pretty handsome, as you can see. Oh, Kachako, this is actually your kin. He is a spider centaur. I couldn't get that in AI, but he is half human, half spider. He's a Black Widow. He's a Black Widow type of spider, but he is married. He is married to someone, so that's why we call him Black Married. Instead of Black Widow, he's the Black Married. Father? Yeah, maybe that's your apa. This is actually a drawing I made of him years ago, back in 2019, for Inktober challenge. Circus-tober, I think it was called. I never finished it, as usual. But he was the ringmaster plus the circus tamer, the creature tamer. But you know, he has his spider webs. He has his He can do a lot of stuff. That's what I mean. He can do a lot of stuff for you. Oh, Black Widow. He's not my kind. I'm a plantain spider. Well, maybe he's your uncle. Maybe. When it comes to the wife, I'm glad X07 is not here. When it comes to the wife, she has lobster hands, but AI took it too literal. If you don't know what lobster hands are, let me explain. It's a malformation in the hands where you get 3 fingers. Like, look at your hand. Don't move your thumb. You have 4 fingers now, right? Now, put them in pairs. There, you got a lobster hand. And so that was the condition of this girl. But because of like the lobster pun, she looks like this, but she's supposed to have like 2 pieces of hair, like 2 streaks of blue hair to be a blue lobster. Yeah, she is a blue lobster girl. And yeah. And that is Black Mary's wife. And maybe we changed the name, but literally her name so far has been Mrs. Langosta. I find it a little bit lazy, but I don't know. I haven't worked in there for a while. And this is a drawing I made of her a long time ago, and in the same circus challenge. But this is not her official outfit. In here, she's just like in an artsy pose where she is a circus stand. I actually love it. I feel like actually doing a remake of this drawing. I love it. But yeah, this is her, and this is her husband. They're a happy family. Yeah, an elegant relative. I'm more gamine. What is gamine? Like the sign that Mr. Spock does with his hand. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Also, Mercury created another dimension where, ignore the bunny. It was a cave. It was a rabbit hole, actually. A big rabbit hole where a human could fit, or plenty of humans could fit. And it was filled with these red mercury crystals. And they are canon. They do exist. Let me search for them for you, because I don't remember the name. Red mercury crystal. I don't find it. Cinnabar. Okay, yes, it's called Cinnabar. Okay, so this is cinnabar, and it has mercury, and actually it helps to create pots, carved cinnabar. Yeah, it is sulfur of mercury. Sulfur of mercury. Yeah, it's a mineral, I guess. And it's the main source of mercury. Yeah. Incredible, isn't it? So yeah, the cave was filled with this type of crystals. And it was filled with pastel Easter eggs. Reminds you of something? Oh. Yeah, I can explain. Gamin is the way we call the homeless people here in Colombia. Oh, it's the first time that I ever heard about it. New word for my vocabulary. I mean, here in Mexico we'll just call them vagabundos. Or indigentes. Gamin is faster, simpler, so I like it better. Okay. The ruler of this dimension that is called Rabbit Hole is this muscular guy. I will show you the official design later in another slide. I mean, he's not supposed to be that fucking muscular. He's not supposed to be this strong, but yeah, this is the beginning of Hydragiums. The beginning of humans pretending to be bunnies. And yeah, this is actually how Hydragiums were originated. They started just as normal people who will just play pretend to be bunnies at an Easter workshop inside a rabbit hole. And they will have fun doing their Easter eggs. And however, they were already filled with mercury. Or blood. No, just mercury. Just mercury at first. And all the mercurized children will have fun in their Easter egg hunt in the labyrinth. And kids will just be goddamn drinking the mercury out of the eggs as if they were milk or something. Yeah. Inches full. Fairy Tale was created, by the way. Fairy Tale was created next. An enchanted forest filled with exotic vegetation and fairies. Now mercurized could transform into fairies. And this is where Mother Nature... Oh no, it's not Mother Nature. It's Fairy Godmother. Where Fairy Godmother entered. The actual mother of the fairies. And you know her from my lore video. She looks like this. Yeah. So people were enchanted when they had to see fairies, like actual fairies. Imagine that. You are dead and you get to see all this fantasy stuff. That is a fairy tale indeed. Is Fairy Godmother stronger than Jokering? Nah. Nah. Fairy Godmother, although she has the powers to manipulate the whole forest to her advantage, she couldn't still defeat Jokering, especially because Godmother is very pacifist. She doesn't want to fight. She's there to create, not to destroy. So it's not in her nature. So yes, Fairy Tale ended up being the most pacifist dimension of the labyrinth. But oh. Now let's talk about the mercurization. Questions? Let's continue. Mercurization. Well, in Angelician capital, Mercurites will have their waltz. They will love to have their masquerades. It was so fun. They will even have this game where it's like, you basically put a mask, and nobody has to recognize you. If they do, you're kicked out of the game practically. So the winner is the one that never stands recognized. Interesting, right? So, in one of these parties, finally, the Queen and the King, Angelique and Damon, were tempted to taste Mercury. Because at this point, everyone did. Like, it was so normalized, except for the royalty. Everyone drank Mercury as if they were apple juice, alcohol, and chocolate milk, you know? So they said, like, fuck it. If everyone does it, why wouldn't we? We are the king and queen of that, you know? So they tasted it, and they liked it. They didn't love it, but they were like, hey, wait a minute. Why does this taste good? I don't know, but I like it. Oh, we should have done this before. Didn't they die for drinking that stuff? Oh no, they never drank it. No. Jokerin drank it before, but no, they died because of the exposition of it. Because Mercury can get evaporated pretty quickly. It's the gases that are the toxic thing, basically. It's like drinking it doesn't really imply a risk. Don't listen to me, but it doesn't really imply a risk. Especially because it will like leave your body instantly. But it's still, particles of that will still be inside of you, so yeah, it's more dangerous to inhale it than drinking it. Funny, right? So yeah. Now let's talk about abandonment issues. Raise your hand if you have it. No, questions? Nope. Okay, cool. Abandonment issues. I don't see the... Okay, let me see the emoji that Fairy Police sent. Oh no. A raising hand. What if actually Jokerin becomes your waifu because it becomes so relatable? Fairy Police. Anyway. So, after all these years, after the start of that crack, Jokerin couldn't hold it anymore. Her capitals will still be telling her that Damon and Angelique will abandon her at any minute. Especially if she did things that they didn't like. Like killing people. So, Jokerin said, oh yeah, you're right. They're gonna leave me at some point. So, to avoid it, I'm gonna do something stupid. I'm gonna leave them first. I mean, kinda. I mean, she was like, I'm going to leave them first so they don't have to leave me. But at the same time, she had a plan so they never leave her. It's confusing. It's supposed to be confusing. For that, one regular day, one day that looked to be just as the other usual ones, Jokerin invited Damon for a stroll, and Damon had no suspicion whatsoever of anything. And Damon was so happy, like, oh, daughter of mine, it's so great to have some spare time for only us. It's been a while since we could have this moment for us, right? Yeah, I think, Damon, yeah, sure. But then, bang. I mean, there's no way I can get this in AI, but Jokerin kicked him out of the labyrinth. Yeah, like she kicked him out, and Jokerin had no remorse on that. Apparently she was like, I don't regret this decision, and it's necessary for me to do it. But I'm kicking you out for no reason, because I'm trying to avoid certain stuff. Damon was surprised, not disappointed, but hurt. Like, why will my daughter do this to me? And what have I failed? What did I do to deserve this? What have I miscommunicated with her for her to do this to me? Meanwhile, to this point, the Mercury Queen was so alcoholic. She was addicted to Mercury already. She was like, oh, I have no idea what's going on. I'm just drinking all day. Because it's addictive. And the palace, the Silver Palace, had a lot of rooms. One of them was a theater room where Jokerin could entertain some children with puppeteers. And, well, there was a demon puppeteer there. And Jokerin said, joink. And so Jokerin came to the throne room and she said, my queen! Something terrible happened. My capital's attacked before time. And I could barely escape their grasp. But they took Damon. They took Damon with them. And I could rescue him, but not completely. All I could do was to save his soul, but his body was no longer existing. So I needed a new container, and all I could find was his puppeteer. So this is what is remaining of him. I hand it to you, my queen. And, the Mercury Queen was devastated by the news. Obviously, she was already grieving. She was already a widow of Damon. She really believed Jokerin words. She really believed that the soul of Damon was inside that puppet. And she talked to him and said, Damon, can you listen to me? Please say something. But the puppet, empty as a shell, say no word. Because it was nothing but a lie. The Mercury Queen couldn't see that, but she was certain that he was there, even if it was impossible for him to speak. So she remained him close. But she was still pretty sad about it, and that's where she started crying Mercury. Legend says, even to this day, she keeps tearing up Mercury. Jokerin was not regretting this. I can admit it, yes, this is a villainous action based on pain, based on fears. Yeah, there's no... I mean, yes, this is the only villainous action of Jokerin, I can admit it. But everything else is like, oh, my baby's just traumatized. She's not evil. But this thing is like, yeah, she is. Jokerin was not regretting this. There was no turning back. There was only a way to keep this alive. And yeah, you just needed to remain the secret. Not many notice her Mercury tears because they all stare at her. Yeah. So this legend, it could be real if they only look at her eyes, but they don't. So this is the sign of Damon, finally, as a Mercurized. Yeah, you could see that he has like a little pen over here, like hiding on his hat. This is the little and very wasted poem notebook that he has. Cachaco, you're familiar with it? When he talked to you, he opened this notebook and read you a poem from there, I think. Looks familiar. To whom? Because I was not inspired in any actor in particular. I just wanted to make him look very British. And I think he looks very British. Actually, I was the one who read poems to him. Ah, yeah, you're right. Okay, never mind. But okay, well, he has this notebook filled with poems that he wrote himself. Legend says that he writes a lot of poems to his betrayal daughter and his grieving wife. Yeah, in exchange for the map. Yeah. You're right. I thought that he also read something for you, but no, he didn't. This is the Mercury Queen. You know her already. With the puppet of Damon. And he told me to be careful with the owner of the labyrinth. Now I know why. Do you also remember, like, there was some mention that he was like very nostalgic when he mentioned Jokerin? Or the Queen? I remember everything. Now everything is making sense now. Corruption. Any questions? Let's continue. Corruption. Yeah, now I want to see her more. I have some interesting ideas. Interesting. Can't wait to see that. Corruption. So now that the crown has fallen down in the Mercury Labyrinth, everything has been falling apart. And now everyone has been corrupting due to the excess of Mercury. Now the Sandman has been taking her ability to give dreams to the limit. Now she offers the eternal dream. It's basically saying, hey, do you hate your life? Do you hate your instance in the labyrinth? Well, let me give you the eternal dream. In there, you can live your dream life, but you shall never wake up from it, and you shall never remember that this is a dream. You will just be living it. Kinda terrifying to think, isn't it? I need a session with the Sandman. Actually, I wish Sarah was here for a moment. I've talked to him before about this, and he has the theory, or at least the statement, that the Sandland is the most dangerous dimension of the labyrinth, just because everyone will be tempted to the eternal dream, and that is like an almost instant dead end, you know? An instant death to you. Just because she has the power to offer you an eternal dream, the dream of your life. So I can agree on that. It is the most dangerous in that sense. Not the most scary, not the most bloody, is not the most terrifying, but it is the most dangerous. Now the freak show has gone mad. All the freaks are mad and they are just killing monsters. And also, the acts that they have are lethal. Like, for example, you know the classical knife throwing act? Well, now the knife throwing act in the labyrinth implies that you must attack the person spinning. You must not attack outside or like in the free parts of the wheel. You need to attack her because that is more fun. The screams are more delicious. Plus the amusement park was like out of condition and so ridiculously dangerous. Like Mundo Divertido en las ferias de Tijuana. Yeah. I don't see the flaws in that logic. Oh no, you're getting very mercurized now. Oh no. Also, ignore the guy on the left. Basically, Adragians were starting to get transformed. So now people who will wear the bunny mask will get their body deformed into a bunny. Their body will try to transform into a bunny, but will fail to do so, and will turn you into a monster like that. Into an Adragian. And so the dragons became what you know them. These blind monsters with vintage bunny masks that are based upon sounds. They yell and roar like human-like creatures because they were human once, but their body was like half transformed into a bunny. So they have like this uncanny valley sound of human, like the zombies from Half-Life 2, kinda. And they will attack people to death. Like all these bodies that you've been finding in the labyrinth, mauled to death, bitten, slashed, and just made a pile of meat. So they're like the yelling beaver meme. Yeah, when it comes to noisy, I guess. And these are the design, which they don't look like this all the time. As in, these are just like the, I don't know, it's like the typical model of them. As in saying, like, not all males dragons wear this mask. They wear different ones. They may have different piece of clothes. Same case for the woman and for the children. This is just like a prototype of how they should look. And they normally, I mean, they keep with this Easter bunny logic, where they like, oh, we must bring Easter to the labyrinth, although we are fucked up. So let's just bring our Easter eggs filled with blood, with Mercury or both, and just offer them to newcomers. Yay! And if they don't accept it, it's lunchtime. So finding them is always a bad end. Whether you drink an egg and you get nauseous because of the blood, or you get intoxicated with the mercury, or you get mauled to death. You decide. What do you prefer? And this is a concept of what they may look without the mask. Practically eyeless. They have their mouth deformed, and they have no ears. Yeah, that's how they look. Yeah, sorry about that. I have a talent for messing up stories. It's fine, it's fun. They look like Bambis. I don't know if you mean Bambis as Bambi? Or like vampires. I don't know what you mean. Let me see. Wait up. Are these the Bambis? I suppose. Yeah, I guess, I mean, they look kind of like this, yeah. What is this? What is this furry thingy? Well, yeah, I get an idea. Yeah, the red ones. Yeah, I can see the resemblance. Hey, how did I get to them? Yeah, I can see the resemblance. Kinda, yeah. It's a mix of vampires and zombies. Oh. So that's why they have their hands like wings. Yeah. That's why the name. Bambis. Oh, Bambis. That's genius. This is the king of the dragons. This is the muscular guy that you got to see before. This guy is actually an intelligent dragon. He is an exception, as in he can talk. And as you can see, he wears, what was the name again? Cinnabar. He wants Cinnabar jewelry. And he has chains not only of blood, but of pastel paint because of all the workshop of the Easter eggs. So he looks like this. He looks like he has fun with Joker. I'm just saying. And oh yeah, he talks like Thor saying, you know? Instead of saying, I don't know, I like to eat meat. Or no, let's say he said, I just ate a human today. Instead of saying that, he says, King, eat human tonight. Yeah, he talks like that. And he's kinda intelligent. Like, he's not just like, oh, I just talk. It's like, you can have a conversation with him and he'd be like, I agree. I don't mess with my babies. How do you sound? He has a Bambi shoulder, I see. Yeah, he is. As a monster fucker, I would. Also, Fairy Tail got corrupted as well. In this case, fairies were little killers, little psychopaths. They were like piranhas, practically. And so they started to consume humans. They will act as in group. And they will take humans to eat them until they leave nothing but the bones. I'm gonna do a fan art of him. Of the Bambi Solar? Oh, it will be pretty cool. And that brings us to the 81. No, of your character. Aww! Wee wee! Thank you! That's so cute. I can't wait to see it. Yeah. Yeah, remind me to send you the reference if needed. Or take a picture or... I don't... No, don't worry. I can send you the reference. Yeah. So, the 80 words. Questions? No, the Bambis were nice. Thank you. Let's continue then. Wait, what was this picture? Oh, what was this again? Oh, yeah, of course. 80 woods, yeah. I was like, I don't remember what this picture meant. Okay. So, after a while, the capitals were still hungry for power, especially because Jokerin will always find a way to to always make fun of them and be like, ha, you get nothing, bitch. You don't get my soul, you don't get anyone's soul, so there, take that. So they said, okay, we need to do a business here. Alright? They say, we're hungry, we need new people. And Jokerin said, but what do you mean? You already consume people. You see, every day 80. If a Mercurites die in a day 80, they die for good. What happens to them? Their soul is practically fed to the capitals. And that's their end. But that is not enough for them anymore. They need more souls. And Jokerin is concerned about it. And so they suggested, we need humans. We need the living. We need more. So we need to lure them into the labyrinth. If you do that, if you let us do that, then we won't mess with you. And Jokerin, despite everything, she was still a hostage of this motherfucker, so she had to obey them in a bit. I mean, she had to obey them at some point. So, the 80 woods. These woods were actually called just the Norwich Woods before, because they were located in Norwich, Cheshire of England. This is where the story is happening, guys. yeah, like all of this has been happening with, at least with Damon and Angelique, has been happening here in Cheshire, Norwich, and the same with Jokerine and her family. Just in the north of England, like near to Liverpool and shit. That means they have the worst British accent ever. Just kidding. And so the magic begins. We actually need like more creepy music for this. Dark, creepy. Oh, what the fuck? I'm writing. Tales of Darkness? Yeah, why not? Alright. Cheshire. Alice? Is this some kind of wonderland? Actually... actually, the Cheshire Cat, which is, yes, it is an Alice in Wonderland character, is based upon an actual... condado? I don't know how to say it. I don't know, an actual city of England called Cheshire, which is located in the north of England. Obviously, it is an Alice in Wonderland reference, though. He mentioned, I know those woods. Damon talked to me about it, about those. Oh yes, you're right. He mentioned 3 ways of getting into the labyrinth. Wow, you actually have a good memory. I am honored about it. Condado County. County, you're right. Thank you, Cachaco. Yeah, the county of Cheshire is an actual thing. And the story so far of Jokerine, Damon, and Angelique has been happening here. And these woods, the Northwich Woods, are just the woods where they used to live when they were living in their cottage, where Jokerine constructed the labyrinth. But it was about to get baptized with another name for deadly reasons. No worries, that was the English teacher in me. Yeah, thank you anyway. Yeah, I really needed a reminder. And so the first victim was being attracted. How does it work? Oh, by the way, at this time already, it was like no. It was the beginning of the 20th century. It was in 1900s. It was the 900s, like just pure zeros, you know? The beginning of a new century. Yeah, because you can see a car there and stuff. The first victim was attracted, like a zombie, kinda. Like hypnotized. He looked like if he was sleepwalking in the middle of the night. His eyes were open, but they were like droopy, hypnotized, lost, not here. And he was attracted to the Northwich Woods. Just like me, for real. Oh my god. And he was missing. Nobody knew something about him anymore. Although, I gotta say, the silhouette doesn't help too much. But okay, thank you, AI. It's fine, it's for free. So yeah. The alert was there. There was a missing person. And they were looking for him, but they couldn't find him anywhere. Eventually, the farmers who were near the Northwich Woods also found a girl that was also being attracted. And you know what? Like a big parenthesis here. This is a big material for analog horror, don't you think? Just saying. But yeah, the farmers also got to witness a girl that was walking like a zombie, hypnotized, sleepwalking. And she wouldn't respond to their calls. And they still wouldn't connect what was happening, but that was like super weird. And they were like, I guess this bitch is crazy, and that's it. But she wasn't, because suddenly After a short time, there was a lot of people missing in Northwich. What was happening? Where are all these people going? Is it a serial killer? Is it a gang? What is happening? Eventually, the farmers let the townies know about it and say, like, you know what? I know this is going to sound super weird, but we've been seeing a lot of people sleepwalking. And they walk into our woods, and that's the last time we see them. I know it sounds kind of obvious, but at the same time, like, hard to believe, because why will they sleepwalk to the woods, you know? But yeah, I'm just putting that on the table if that's useful. Every day, 80 people went missing. I'm sorry, but did we just have our first bitches be crazy moment of the story? Nah, it doesn't count because she was being attracted. She wasn't crazy. That bitch wasn't crazy. She was hypnotized. And so people decided to listen to the farmers, finally. And they entered the Norwich Woods to see what was happening. To see if they could find a body, if they could find anybody, someone. And all they could find was the Mercury Labyrinth. Just that thing. The Victorian fence, the Victorian metallic fence, the Bushy Labyrinth. And the castle there is not supposed to be there, but yeah. Like, that was not on their maps, you know? It's like, this wasn't here before? Alright, let's see what's going on. They enter the place. They enter the Mercury Labyrinth. I know, anatomy doesn't exist in this one, but the first thing they found on their journey was an hydragium. And they could see... Imagine that. Imagine just having a normal life and then just finding a fucking bunny monster. A fucking bunny monster, yeah. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. And so they ran away. They ran away for their lives. That was a monster over there. They didn't know what was happening, but they needed to run. But they couldn't find the exit. I mean, they found the exit, but the doors wouldn't open. They were trapped. They were trapped in there. There were some men that were outside of it, just in case, precisely for these cases. And they saw that their other companions were trapped for good, while the monster was approaching them, and they said, "Sykes, not staying for this." And so they started to run away in the forest, trying to find a way out. But they never could find the exit. And that was the surreal part of all of this. You know, they remember where the exit was, but it's like, I don't know, the forest was cursed somehow. The forest will make them loop endlessly in the same point and never allowing them to find an exit. The capitals wouldn't let them go. Wouldn't be an Alice stream without some Alistair sing was a monster. Yeah. I appreciate that map more. Yeah, actually the map that Damon gave you is such a treasure, man. But yes, interesting. This forest was cursed already, and it had this looping effect on it. And so the forest engulfed these souls, never letting them go, being as lost as all the other missing souls before them. People were scared of it, obviously. They knew that something was happening, and something unexplainable. Something beyond reason, something beyond explanation. And that was even scarier because they couldn't comprehend it. And that's why they baptized this forest as the 80 Woods. Because they live enough time to notice that this will only happen every 80 days. Not a single day more, not a single day less. And so they will build a fence with keep out and warning signs to be like, hey, seriously, listen to me. You don't want to get into this forest. Whatever forces are working there, you don't want to mess with them. So stay outside of it. And because of the Green Day song. Which song? I don't remember something with 80. No, I don't. I just remember 21 Guns and that's it. And so the Capitals were pleased, although their face doesn't look like that. Oh yeah, so the Capitals were content with this. Like this, they will get souls from everywhere. However, with this fence, like the people in Northwich will take care of no other soul will come there. So, oh yeah, that explains the non-content phase. They were like, we need to raise up this level. And that's when they actually started affecting everyone in the world. Not only in Norwich, not only locally, now everyone in the whole world, regardless of distance. And that brings us to the day 80 phenomenon. Well, I found a cell phone with a video of someone exploring the woods. That side didn't work. You know, for some people, the don't are a do it, you know? There's a song of them called 80. It's in their second album. Oh. Honestly, I'm not very familiar with the first albums. I'm just like more of the popular ones and the recent ones. So, cool. I feel more connected to Green Day now. Funny enough, the first line of the song says, my mental stability reaches its bitter end. Oh my fucking god. Wow, I really gotta listen to this song. I don't know. Maybe in the series? Maybe we gotta use it, if it fits enough. Don't hug me, Alice, don't even think about it. Now, I am one of those people that the more you tell me to not do something, I'm more like, you don't tell me what to do. Alright, so that will be the day 80 phenomenon will be our last subject. So any questions before we start with the last one? Yeah. Nah, I don't think it fits too much, but you should give it a listen and see if it works. Yeah, sure. Thank you for the recommendation. Anyway, let's go with the day 80 phenomenon, which is a bit long as I remember. So yeah. So now, what is the day 80 phenomenon? Well, it happened every day, every 80 days, and it will make people disappear out of nothing. Not with a pop, but like, as I said before, imagine that I'm standing in front of you guys, like physically present. You blink, and then I'm gone. That's how people disappear. No magical effects, no traces of them. They are just gone. They're just respawn somewhere else. Now that I think about it, it will fit for someone with an obsession for jokering. We do have characters that are obsessed with jokering. And we explore that subject, but I don't think it's not gonna be in this session. Sarah's, totally. And maybe you, Fairy Police. Jokering has become very relatable for you, and I know that that's like an easy access to like a character. I wasn't a fan at first, but now we bros. We bros of the same trauma. And yes, people have started to notice around the world, they noticed that it will happen every 80 days, like strictly like that. And at the same hour, just striking midnight, and we will start. So scientists from all over the world gathered to investigate the woods. So yes, they actually went into the woods. I mean, not gonna say despite the warning. They actually came with a purpose of investigating what happened. But they also didn't come back. They bring more specialized people, more than scientists. They bring like biohazard guards, exploring the place. I don't know what is this thing. I don't know. Well, let's ignore it. Do you hear my cat? When you give it a listen, tell me if it fits. Yeah, I shall do it. Alright, just give me a second. My cat wants to get out of the room, and I will continue with this. Yeah, I'm coming, Peach. Alright, I'm back. Is everything good? Is everything good? Let me check this. Audio, yeah, okay, yeah. Pichos, kitty. She has a good timing for calling me when I'm streaming. Yeah. And she has a good timing of being like, it's 10 p.m. already, bitch, so feed me, human. Anyway. Okay. So yes, as I was saying, a biohazard team was searching through the 80 woods to see what they could find, because definitely, I mean, their only logical explanation was like, there must be something chemical going on here. And you know what? They were right about it, but partially. And yes, they discover with their equipment, I mean, mercury as a gas is invincible. It's invisible, but they still had their ways to find the particles in the air. They knew that this place was contaminated with a massive, an enormous monstrosity quantity of mercury in the air. But, I mean, which, it was a very good discoverment, but they couldn't get out as well. And this is when religion said, hello, I can give you answers, but for that, give me money. Yeah, religion said all over the world. Okay, if science can't explain this shit, this is definitely supernatural. This is forces of evil. And you know what? They were right. Partially. So yeah, it's funny how science and religion, in this case, they were right about certain stuff. They just needed to put the pieces together. And so, does this remind you of something, Cachaco? And so, religions, churches in general, started selling their sacred carnets. Carnets? Carnet. Let me see if that's how you say it. Carnet. Card. They're cards. Carnet.
Carné.
Carnet.
ID. Thank you. Yeah. This is Will Davies starting selling these sacred IDs. And yeah, I have 2 of those. Didn't you have like one of these and then the kindergarten ID of the same person? I think it was like that. And what was like the whole point of this? Well, the point of this was that, hey, give me money, I give you this ID, and with this ID, we will provide you shelter during the 80s, and like that, you won't disappear. Because now, the odds of disappearing, regardless of location, was already a very close thing to happen. It could happen to anyone. No one was safe. So they started selling this solution. The real church actually did that. So blessings on a car. I am not surprised. And yeah, right. One is the regular one and the other one was the holy one. Yeah, that one didn't work. Exactly. This is just a lie. But people didn't have any hopes. Only church. Only their religions. Only their institutions. So they will give all their money to them just to get an ID. Just to get a false hope of being sheltered every day 80. And that was it. Every day 80, churches from all over the world will be filled with all these people just sheltering, scared, waiting for day 80 to be over, begging to not be chosen, and believing they were not gonna be chosen. So I'm not only hoarding trash, but testimonies of failed attempts to keep people alive. Yes, now that you have all this backstory, you know how actually sad is all the junk that you are recovering. What happened if you didn't have your ID? They will literally kick you out of the church. Yeah. Like, no matter if they recognize you, no matter if you've been there before, if you haven't forgotten before, it's like, well, you forgot it this time, so bye-bye. And that implies panic. Panic because you failed on shelter, you feel like it could happen to you in any time. You felt way more vulnerable. Now I need a necklace lore and that will be it. Now, honestly, the necklace has no lore. It's just like the belonging of a victim and that's it. But then what started to happen? Well, people are starting to disappear even inside the churches, and that was a scandal. And so people were claiming at their gods and be like, you lied to us. This is a lie. We gave you all our money for nothing. And then the priest will be like, shush, my children. And then they brainwashed them. They gaslighted them and be like, we never said that our shelter was certain. We are just saying that our shelter brings way more probabilities of surviving, yet they are not at 100%. We cannot stop this force, because that's how God wishes it. Because if someone ever asks them, are you saying that your God can't stop this shit? I'm just saying that God wants it this way. What if it's actually a way of God to be purging humanity, you know? I have one normal and one Mercury, so I'll give it a lore later. You're gonna give it a lore, yeah. And the priest was like, yeah, that's how church works. Yeah, practically. But yes, even to this day, to this actual day, it keeps being a debate if actually like sheltering in a church works at any point, or if it doesn't. Because if you actually make the stats out of it, yes, there is a less chance that you might not disappear if you're inside your shelter. Why? Is it actually that they're blessed, that there is like an actual religion power? No, it's literally just hope. It's literally just efecto placebo. Yeah, let me link with that. Placebo effect. Okay. Okay. Yes, it only works with placebo effect. It's just believing so hard that you will be sheltered that it works, and it brings your probabilities of disappearing way lower than they should. Question: we're now in modern days, or are we still in the Victorian era? None. We are in the beginnings of the 20th century. We're like in the 1900s. We're the beginning of that. We have cars now. Doesn't matter, it's English. Oh my, that's right. Yeah. And of course, churches will be filling their pockets with all this money. It's like, it doesn't matter. It works in a way, and we're filling our pockets. So, whee! Oh, so Industrial Revolution it is. Yeah. Yeah, that sounded like Mario. And that brings us to the 50th, the chosen ones. But I think we've run out of time. So, any questions? Not at the moment. Alright, well, time flew by. Time flew by. It doesn't feel like 2 hours has passed already. What the fuck? Nope, everything is slowly making sense. And this is just the beginning. I honestly thought that we were gonna be able to speak about more stuff, but here we are. I'm prepared for my encounter with Joker, and would you like to share what you want to do with it? Or is that a secret, a surprise even for me? Grab her by the hand. I mean, she's already grown up anyway. Na 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 da 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 dee da 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 dee da dee day. Nah, just talk. Following the ancient rules of 3 questions with a deity before accepting my fate. I mean, she said yes to Pepe Botellas. Pepe Botellas. She is... I'm not gonna... No, she's not desperate. She's just like... Because of the lost capital, she's always thirsty for people, so yeah. Be careful, Kachako. You say something. You talk to her fancy like you did before. I mean, in the chat. She might invite you to her palace for a closer encounter. That's gonna kill you, though. I mean, there is a chance of surviving, but maybe not. Well, the idea is to keep the story moving, right? Then an even closer encounter with Baby J, yeah. Oh, by the way, if you want like a sneak peek of what's gonna happen in the next sessions of this, yes, I'm going to explain explicitly the lore of Baby J. From where she was a human to how she came here to the labyrinth. That is, if you still want the Mercury Labyrinth world building. Yeah. Da-dee-da, da-dee-da, da-dee-da-dee-day, da-da-da-da-da. Add an option to make you take a day off. Nah, I'm fine, don't worry about it. Besides, honestly, I hyper-focus on these slides. I finished them already. I think I finished them already. I think I reached the end. I think I reached the part where I don't want to explain you more. So, I don't have to work for this anymore. At least until we finish them. Hopefully, yeah. So, yeah, it's fine. I already took ahead of time. To be honest, I just want to meet more people and trade some of the stuff I have for information. That's actually a good option. I'm glad to know, so I can design what you need. Who knows, maybe I'll become one of the Labyrinth Lords. Oh, so sure about it? I like a challenge. Alright guys, let me pause the music here. Oh my, and background music. So yes, with this, we wrap another meet and bleed. The Mercury Labyrinth world building. That means explaining more lore and more and more and more lore of this. So the Battle of Wits has begun. Dude, I already got a little bit addicted to the Donkeys game. Yesterday, I wanted to play a little bit before going to bed, and a couple of hours happened. A couple of hours went by, and I played like 3 careers. I mean, because I lost them, of course. Thanks for the stream. It's always exciting to hear you talk about the lore. It's always exciting to be talking about the lore. So thank you. I'm glad that we are on the same page as that. So you enjoyed the game. Yeah, it kind of is like that. Yes, it worked like that. I keep playing with Condor Pasa, with Inca Cola, but I mean, I don't have the skill yet to make her go further, so I went back to Scarlet. I'm back with Scarlet, and as for now, she's been giving me better results. I love to hear you yap. Yap, yap, yap. And I love to yap. So it's perfect. We complement each other. Yeah, you're not gonna win too much of them. By the way, when you use the inherit burras, use one of mine. That will help you a bit. When I made a new deck, I used one of your cards. I think it was a support card or a friend one. I don't remember. It's like in level 46 or something. And I don't know if it was a coincidence. I guess it's not, but it's been showing results on Scarlet. She's like, oh, suddenly she's like way better than El Condor Paz, and it's like, oh. I guess it shows. You should also try with Bakushin. She's one of the easy. Is it? Alright, I'll take it in mind. Pobrecita Inca Cola, nadie la quiere. But yeah. So yes, guys, with this we wrap another Meet and Bleed, the Mercury Labyrinth world building. That meant more lore, and we still have a long way to go. A long way to go, I tell ya, seriously. And I already prepared everything, so yeah. Amazing. So let me know if you want to have another one of these, or if you want to try something else. And just as a little, just japping. Sweet nightmares, love you lots, besitos en la cola. De vuelta, de vuelta. Yes, tomorrow I'm gonna be having a casting. You know that I have my Halloween job? Well, the casting is gonna be tomorrow, but honestly, it's not even gonna be casting. I'm already accepted. Because they already know how I work, they like my work, they like my acting, and they want me back. So basically, we're just gonna be talking about the salaries and the character that I'm going to perform this Halloween. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I'll let you know more about it tomorrow. Besitos en la Inca Cola. Honestly, the first time that you say Inca Cola, I thought so wrong about it because it sounds like Inca, like Incar, Cola. You know? I thought so dirty about it and I was like, what is he talking about? And then you said it's a soda. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Awesome, congrats, thank you. Ready to be trashed around again. Yes. Let's see which character is going to kick your ass again. Oh, I thought you were thinking about a Peruvian butt. No, I was like, Inca la cola, you know? It's so dumb, it's so silly, I know it. But we got a tribe called the Incas. I know, but Inca Cola just sounds so funny. It sounds like Inca la Cola, you know. Oh my god. What am I saying all this steady shit? It's funnier with the slogan, which is, damn you horny girl, and I'm not even ovulating. Inca Cola, puro sabor nacional. I love it, it's just the best. Alright guys, no more yapping for now. Thank you again for joining in the stream of tonight. It was really fun. I always love to be telling you my lore, and I'm glad that you guys are starting to connect stuff. Yeah. So thank you again, and I will see you next week. Now, thanks for the lore. Bye. It's a nice story. Adiosine. Thank you so much, Kachako. Thank you so much, Fairy Police, also for showing interest. Bye to everyone. Bye.